What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today I'll be reviewing Ninjago Crossroads Crosstalk Episode 5 titled Convention. So let's talk about this. Now, before we begin, if you haven't listened to the latest episode of Crossroads Crosstalk, I highly recommend going to listen right now on Ninjago.com. It's out now, so go listen to it and then come back later to watch this video. But if you already listened to the latest episode, well, let's talk about this. Now, this is by far the wildest episode yet, and by far the best episode of the entire podcast for many reasons. But let's talk about the elephant in the room, and that is that Creel has broken up with Fujidub and now has interest with Roby. Now, Ninjago fans are going so crazy and pissed off by this just because that Creole, now broken up with Fujidub, now has an interest for Roby, even though Roby is of course taken by wildfire. And granted, the Ninjago community are going so wild with the ages of the characters that that's a whole nother rabbit hole that I can't go through. So yeah, and honestly, it's kind of weird that Creel broke it up with Fuchidub, even though it was already a thing since the first episode of the podcast. So, yeah, that was kind of crazy. It only took them like 1 week to be in a relationship until they broke it up. So, great relationship right there. And now Creel is unfortunately not in a relationship right now. But either way, since the title is called Convention, we are in Ninjago Con, or Ninja Con as they said. Alongside with the convention, we have the return of Spinjitzu for Days 99 and Ninja Fan Affinity, which we both previously saw in the first episode of Season 2. They talk about how someone stole some pins in the booth in the convention, and he placed down a unicorn made out of popsicle sticks, and he is probably like the main leader of the organized crimes. Now, we already know who this is, and it is, of course, Rapton. So, Rapton is the person who's doing these organized crimes throughout the Crossroads, which honestly, that's totally fine. I mean, he isn't a huge villain or any means. He's just like a street level villain. And honestly, that's totally fine if he's just a criminal just doing some organized crimes and whatnot in the Crossroads. Now, by far, my favorite part in the episode are two things. Number one, Labo is in this episode, which is fantastic because, boy, if Labo was in this episode, then we would have some major issues with that because Labo isn't one of my favorite characters. He isn't that great of a character, to be honest. But if you guys do like Labo, then that's totally up to you. That's your own opinion. So, yeah. But either way, my favorite part of this episode was this meta joke where Creel asked Spitjitzu for Days 99 and Ninja Fan Infinity if there was any cosplayers as Creel. Then Ninja Fan Infinity tells her that she saw one in the pageant, but Spinjitzu for Days 99 clears up that that was of course Racer 7, not Creel. And that's kind of hilarious for this meta joke because Wallbrain does use the same asset models for both Creel and Racer 7. So that was kind of meta for that kind of joke. So Racer 7 is still alive after the merge, so thank God that she is alive. And it's funny that there is a lookalike of Creel and Racer 7. But yeah, that's probably everything that happened in this episode. And I'm surprised that this episode came out a day early than today. But yeah, that's my overall thoughts on this episode. And stay tuned because we'll be reviewing the last episode of Crossroads Crosstalk. So stay tuned next week where I review the final episode of the podcast. But until then, what do you guys think about this episode? Leave all your thoughts down in the comments down below. And I hope you guys enjoy this video. Make sure you guys subscribe, turn on notifications whenever I post a brand new video. And until then, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!